Hi, today I'm here at the Organ Pipes and I thought I would have a chat about sport and our beliefs and our values that sit around sport, and for me what that looked like. So I was one of those people that always thought that sport is not me. I'm not a sporty person, I'm not a runner, sport's just too hard, not my thing. I'm a bookworm, I'm all of these other things but not a sporty person. And what happens? I'm now here regularly, twice a week at least, doing some kind of exercise. I do dance classes, I do a stretch class, the list goes on. So all of a sudden, I'm now a sporty person. But in my brain, it still doesn't quite compute. And especially given the fact that I've got a vision impairment, has probably become part of that problem. So the story goes back to when I was really young. And I think it was really ground out from the time that I was in primary school. Of course, back in those days, there was no going against the grain. So if the school decided that we were playing cricket, we were all going to be playing cricket. If we were playing netball, everyone had to participate in netball. Hockey, basketball, whatever that sport happened to be, you had to do it. The only time that I got to do something slightly different was when we got to choose our sports. And I was always the person that chose bushwalking or something that was non-competitive and something that I didn't have to do as a team. And usually not something that involved a bat and a bowl. So I think even from then, I had this impression of I'm not a sporty person. Came 6th grade. I remember quite clearly, I was about 12 at the time, and our athletics carnival, for some reason, it was held at the school rather than at the athletic centre where it was normally held. And because it was held at the school, we had no option but to participate. And all of a sudden, I realised, wow, I can actually run really fast. And wow, I can do high jump and long jump. And I actually even won ribbons and went off to the next round of the regional finals. And I think at that point, all of a sudden, people started thinking of me as, wow, she is actually good at sport. It was just about finding my little niche. Then comes high school. High school sport was a drama. And it certainly was not made better by A, that inflexible arrangement of you must play these specific sports that are set out for you. And B, the fact that when I couldn't participate in those sports, there was no leeway for, okay, well, what can Fiona do instead? I was actually put with the kids that had to write lines because they hadn't brought their sports gear or were being punished somehow. And so for me, it was like I was being punished because I couldn't participate. But the reason I couldn't participate was totally beyond my control. Of course, looking back now, I think, wow, I should have just stood up for myself and caused a bit of a fuss and said, no, I'm not writing the lines. This is not my fault. But having said that, back then, I didn't have that capacity. So I would sit there and write the lines and feel miserable and ended up hating sport. And I tell you what, the day that I got told that now you're in senior high school and you don't have to do sport anymore, I reckon that was the best day of my life. I'm like, yes, I can just focus on all the other things that I think I am good at and I don't have to worry about sport. And really interestingly, it's only been in the last year or so that I've actually thought about sport differently. And I never thought I would be the person that is actually missing doing the activities when I don't do them. If I don't get to go for a walk, if I don't get to do the dance class, or if I don't get to participate in some kind of activity, I actually feel like I'm missing out. And that's because I'm missing something that is now ingrained into my routine and something that I really enjoy. And so now all of a sudden I've realised that my beliefs are different about sport. And often we do get caught up in that whole thing of this is the way that it is and you don't ever think about changing it. So my thought is now to challenge myself every time one of those ingrained beliefs is there, to actually push against it a little bit and say, how true is that? In essence, thinking that I'm bad at sport was never true. I just needed to find the thing that worked for me. And for you, I'm sure that thing is out there for you as well. So have a look at your beliefs and have a look at the things that are happening in your life and think about how you can work around them to adapt them to something that is individual and right for you.